Indeed, welcome to the History Hunter and welcome to our small adventures with the World War II time frame. As you can see, it's all about sharing. We go out, we research, we travel, we visit tons of locations, we do all kinds of crazy stuff. We metal detect, we run ROVs under the water, we go out there in the hardships, the sunshine, the rain, the storms, and we do it so we can share with you. That looks to be rather special. Wow, that is big. That is really big. Is it open? I don't believe my eyes. It's open. I have to say, this was another very special location. As you know, every month I have shared with you a special video, the supporter video that comes out in the beginning of each month, and this is the video. It's a bit delayed because we were out there on this massive road trip made possible by you incredible people out there supporting our work. So we are back, and this time we are going to tell you that there are tons of interesting material coming up. So I can't wait to share that with you. This video is all about us giving back to you. We are going to pass on to you some beautiful World War II artifacts, dioramas and things. And I will also put in some news and a little bit of this and that. So why don't we just jump right into it? All the material you can see on our channel couldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for the incredible people out there who support our work. You can check out the link in the video description for how to become a Patreon member. You can get access to, for your eyes only, videos, restoration projects, behind scenes, travel vlogs, research. All of that is in that beautiful spot there. And to all of those who decide they want to kind of help us out with a little donation, you take part in some beautiful draws of artifacts every month as well, so nobody leaves without something. And today is all about us giving back to you. But before we kind of start this, let me do something here. I want to say a special personal greeting and thank you to some of our team members. I want to say thank you to Alfred, Daniel, William, Nick, Grant, Tom, Cynthia, Paul, and Civil Defense. Thank you for your incredible great support to the team. And I just have to say, what a fantastic set of officers we have. So greatly appreciated. We have some 3-star generals. Thank you, Daniel, Rob, Matt and Oma. Couldn't have done it without your incredible support. We have some 4-star generals, Michael, Laura, Emil and Dennis. Greatly appreciated. And we have a 5-star general, Vintage Speedworks. Thank you for being in this for us for such a long time. And we have the Honorable Wall of Honor. There are 3 names there so far. I want to say a massive thank you to Maddie, Roy and Jess. Wow. I'm honored that you're on our team, and that goes to all of you, generals and officers as well. And this is my duty to let you know just that every month. So thank you for being there. Wow, there's actually some gear here, brackets, and these are flanges for the ventilation shafts in here. Oh yes. Tons of cool material coming up. This is the Atlantic Wall. Me and Eagle Eyes, we rumbled around there for a few days. We had some good times and we had some bad times. And it was followed up by a little bit of better times. So you could say that is a very eventful and special trip we were on, and I can't wait to share more on that. It's thanks to all of you, but I can tell you it was a very special trip, and there's going to be an in-depth video for my supporters to see. And well, it ends well. All right, so we are going to see who the new team members are. So we had quite a few actually joining the team in February, and thank you for that. First, I created this little thing here to be a little welcome as team member diorama. It's a original German 1942 12-penny German World War II postage stamp. So it's all original from that time frame, even with the posted stamp with the date. So pretty neat. I want to say personally thank you to Sam, Neil, Jason, David, April, Tommy, William, Jason, again, Kurt, Pete, Jacob, Don, and Nikki. I'm a bit confused there because I saw so many of the same names, but okay, cool. Thank you so very much, each and every one of you. And welcome as team member diorama. This little beauty here, that goes to Pete. Thank you, Pete, for being there with us. And I can see that, how is that possible? I can promise you Pete should have been on this list. He is. I thought, what is wrong with my head? Oh, okay. I have to blame COVID. No. Welcome as team member, each and every one of you. And together we will discover history in a very special way. This is the nerve center of the whole operation on the beach here. Behind this, there are some incredible big bunkers. Again, I'm surrounded by bunkers. That is a 671. This was a coastal artillery position. And of course, the gun placements are still there, sinking down into the ground. There's a bunker there. There's a small one here. I really can't wait to share that great material with you. A couple of new or more of the smaller dioramas. This is a Third Reich daily life cigarettenkarten, which I installed here. And it's a beauty. It's an original card that the German soldiers used to trade in between themselves, either in the barracks, actually in the bunkers, and they could have them in albums and things like that. And this one is pictures some soldiers marching. So that's one of them. And we have another felt post stamp that I kind of made a little bit bigger picture so you can see actually the details of it. And that is the original one over there. This is as a little token of our appreciation. So you, Francis, will be the future keeper of this one. Please take care of it. And Kenneth, you are the future keeper of this little piece of World War II memorabilia. They're both original pieces. Hope you can take care of them and remember the beautiful moments that we shared out there together. It's unbelievable. This little guy just had COVID. Look at that. What is wrong with him? I really have to be honest and say I'm not exactly struggling, but I'm no guy. And I actually been out there for 8-9 hours every day as long as I had the COVID. So don't tell my doctor. History comes in many shapes and forms, and some of the shapes are actually right there. What are they? Well, take them out of context, they're nothing. But put them into context, they're actually very, very exciting small things. These are the connectors that used to be on the wall. Actually, we found them on the floor of a radar bunker. A very, very important and strategically important bunker for the Germans on the Atlantic Wall. They are here, but we don't want them to rot away into the ground. We don't want these pieces to be stepped on and smashed and crashed. We want you to have them. That is why we find these pieces and we share them with you. This is a little piece of a cable separator. The cables actually ran through there, and the cables would go and be held onto the wall like this. This was also found on the floor inside a very, very unique bunker. This is a pin which was also thrown down into one of the cable pits inside a unique bunker which we visited, and these were just discarded because they rampaged the place after the war, took all the steel in the doors, but somehow these ended down into the trench, cable trenches, and it has been laying there and rusting ever since. And this, what is that?
that is actually a piece of a tile. This tile was once upon a time on the wall in the washroom where the German soldiers did their service, and went in there every morning, evening, maybe taking a shower, cleaning up after or before the duties there. And they are just small pieces. They are just like metal, ceramics, backlight, you know, all of that. But for us, they are just what it is all about. It is all about finding history and sharing history in a very special way. And the way we'll give back is that this will be put in beautiful dioramas. We're going to restore some of it, and you will be the future keeper of it. And that is how it works for us. We go out, we research, we travel, we do all of that work, but we don't need these pieces, but we want history to be everywhere. And that is why we pass them on to our supporters. You help us, and we will gladly try and give and bring back as best as we can and let you have a piece of history. And in that way, you can actually, we do actually share history in a very special way. Our last road trip taught us many things, but it also taught me to never take anything for granted, because going out there, being far away from home, and you have your son with you, when suddenly something really special happens, like getting COVID, you know you have to have some kind of parachute safety around you, and that is what we had. We had the camper van. We had sufficient funds to actually take the right actions to get through it, and that is thanks to all of you. So again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, especially as being a single dad. Thank you for being out there for us, and we'll do our very best to make it worth your time. So that trip was absolutely amazing, but as we all know, nothing goes perfect or as planned, and neither did this, but we did pull through, and that's what we're going to share with you in tons later. Absolutely in tons. I managed to record more than let me see, I'm not going to say this wrong, 560 gigabytes of video material and photos. So that's going to take me a while to really edit in the end, but it's all worth it, because we had an extremely interesting experience, and of course we're going to share it all with you. Nevertheless, we had 3 more beautiful dioramas to pass on to you. Have this very classic German MG42 setup here with some belt links that was found on the Eastern Front east of Berlin with a cartridge, and this is where some of the last battles between the Red Army and the Germans took place. Set of German World War II boot irons. They are never issued, never used, from a stockpile that I have access to or got presented to me. They are original German toe boot heels. Toe boot irons. So you have one like for left or right pair. Beautiful pieces, and we have a very, very special little piece. It's only actually a tile from the shower room in a bunker, but it's a very, very special bunker where they had a German, on the Atlantic Wall, the Germans had a 38 centimeter gun, and this tile is actually from the floor area of this position, and it was also discarded down into the cable ditches, but we want history to be out there, so it's going to be for a future keeper, and the future keeper of the tile piece would be Michael Oliver. Thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for your incredible kind support. German boot irons. Bruce, you all know who you are, we're not using second name. Send me your address if you don't have it on the Patreon. And this one goes to Dave. Thank you for being there with us. And is this working? I'm not sure. I hope it is, because I've had some problems with this camera lately. So I've started to use a other camera. So we're going to see how that works out. And we used it a little bit on this trip. So hopefully that is all well. Right, over to a little other thing here. That thing there is going to be a very special story that my team members on Patreon are going to share with, or I'm going to share with them. Bunker Buster Girl says hello, and she actually said to me the other day, because this item here has a very special story in the family, and I'm going to share that with you, and we're going to see some details of that, and I would show you another side of the Second World War that you probably have never heard of, and this thing here is very, very unique. It's been in the family for a very long time, and it has a very special story, and finally I decided that I'm actually going to share that with you. So that is something that I really look forward to do, but it's a little bit tough thing to do because it touches our own family, and but I will share it no matter what, and you see that later. Every month I create a special shadow box, diorama, whatever you like to call it, to a special individual that has very often been with us for a very long time, or kind of done something really special for us, and this individual has been with us for a very long time. It's always quiet, doesn't say too much, but nevertheless you're always out there helping us out. So we want you to have this very, very special Reichsarbeitsdienst marked Feldpost. It's actually stamped in Würzburg in 20th of October 1942. Very unique little piece, and that's also what you are. You're a unique individual that has decided that what we do deserves your little attention, and we thank you so very much for that. And this thing we want you to be the future keeper of, and proudly know the moments that we spent together out there. And if you open up that envelope, it's between you and history. Even I don't know what's in there, because it is actually already open, but I never do anything else than pass them on to you. So I know for sure that someone has told me several times that there were very unique things inside, but that is between you and history. But I want to say a massive thank you to Mark for being out there for us, and also being out there for such a very long time. You are absolutely one of those who enables us to do what you see we do every month, every week. And I want to say, on behalf of all of us, Bunker Buster Girl, Eagle Eyes, and myself, thank you for just that. And you are now officially the patron of the month of February. Thank you. It's a tube. First we thought it was maybe a cartridge or a shell casing, but it's I'm not sure. We are now in the backstage area of where the Germans had some of the biggest artillery guns ever made. Yeah, this is what we live for, or at least spend a lot of time doing. We do go out, we research, we travel, and we love so much to share with you, because it's important to share history. It's important to let people know what happened and where it happened, and what does the features out there look like, for why, and all of this. So that is important for us. But now let's go over to the ones we pass on to our PayPal donations as well. So this is the link. You can find that in the video description as well. So what we do is that we collect all the PayPal donations during a month, 30 days or whatever, and then we pass on to them some beautiful pieces as well. So this time we have two batches of basically almost the same, but they have very interesting things. I have what I call paperwork walkabouts with my supporters. So we go through some special material, and we look through magazines, and we see what's inside and what things they wrote or what they took photos of. And I really enjoy that, and a lot of you have said you also enjoy it. So I thought we'll put together a couple of these, because they're kind of like small independent, you could say almost collections of something. So it's interesting to see, and it's got nothing to do with politics. It's just a piece. These are just pieces of history for me, so I'm glad to pass them on to someone who can appreciate them and look through them and appreciate the value of historical kind, you could say. We have a magazine, a Deutsche Luftwelt, kind of magazine that was created in 1938. It's got lots of interesting photos and even ads for different kind of pieces from Junker and from... It's amazing. Little Kriegsbücherei der deutschen Jugend, little kind of pocketbook that the youth read during those days. Have a few cigarette cards, Feldpost, stamp, a couple of the never issued tow irons, a K98 rifle cartridge, and a Rotekreuz, a Red Cross dressing there. And it's basically the same on this side. And well, I think they're pretty cool, and they're all authentic. There's no eBay replicas or anything. This is the real deal. This is the original things from the Second World War. So I'm happy to pass them on to you. So let's check it out. To this month of February, these are the incredible people who decided they wanted to help us out with a little donation. So I want to personally say thank you to Martin, Laura, Robert, Donald, Kate, Richard, Harry, Robert, and Michael. Thank you so much for being in there for us. And the two highest donations, they go to Laura and Donald. And basically, I'll just say that goes to Laura, that goes to Donald. Thank you so very much, each and every one of you. Because as I said before, you enable us to go out and do what you see. And it is absolutely awesome to have this team behind me and the backing that we have. And we have so many plans coming up, and I hope we're going to go through many of those projects in the future. And as long as we have the kind of support, then we can actually do that. Yeah, indeed, there is a lot of material for us to share, and we will be sure of that. Let's check out what we have up for grab for those who want to try their luck in donating something next month. This is the address, or this is where you do it. You can find that link in the video description. Just click it and whatever. These have proven to be very interesting, it seems. People really love them. So what I've done now, I have actually created another batch. All of them, as I said, original pieces. We have the Luftwelt from 1938. As I said, these are no copies. These are absolutely 100% original. And I have to actually say that some of them are in really good condition. These were found in an attic at a location that I cannot disclose, but they've been laying so perfect, and it's amazing to see that they're still there. This one as well, with the submarines, die Kriegsbücherei der deutschen Jugend. We have a Deutsche Rotes Kreuz package there, June 1941 original. We have a cartridge K98 792 for the MG, tow iron, little Reichspfennig coin, a rather beautifully stamped Feldpost, and photos and Zigarettenkarten there. That is one of them. And this one is a very unique thing. This is a piece that, let me think, I have to be precise. I think it's Eagle Eyes who's found this on the Eastern Front. It is actually a Panzerträgling from a Panzer II or Panzer II. And it's found in a forest where the Red Army sniffed out the SS. There was little contingency of SS there. And they were there with 5 tanks, 2 Kettenrads, a couple of Kubelwagens. And the Red Army homed in, found the position by some spies, and then just launched the artillery bombardment at it. And we found some of these pieces there, and this is a piece that I have personally restored, really made nice, and this is a very unique piece. You have a little piece of a panzer there and a couple of soldiers. So Eagle Eye helped me to build the thing up, and I'm very proud of that. And it's an incredible unique piece of history, and it's not often you can come across genuine original panzer track links that are actually connected to a specific area in a battle. So absolutely fantastic. So there you go. You can make any donations you want. I'll just pick the two highest, and next month in the beginning of April, I'm sorry. Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, April. I'm a little bit confused still because we're delayed with this video, but it's here. Be our guest, and we'll see next month who the future keepers will be. Very little quick feedback to some of you incredible people who has donated to the PayPal thing. Some of you have actually specifically asked if I can make sure that Eagle Eyes has the possibility to, you know, fetch something for him to enjoy. And he wanted me to show these things here that he got. He's got this little Panzerkampfwagen model that he's going to do all by himself. I'm not going to help him whatsoever. I really haven't even opened it, but he wanted to have that. And then he has this dive bomber. I think it's a tiny little model as well. And then he's needed some British paratroopers for a little special thing that we're going to share with you. Well, you're going to see something really cool that he's been working on, and that's going to be interesting to see. He made a kind of complete little setup on a beach with two different kind of camps kind of fighting each other, and suddenly he said he needed British paratroopers. So yeah, you're going to enjoy that. So yeah, indeed, definitely. I make sure that if you want it to be specifically for him, I will let him have the chance to find some things that he can evolve and kind of develop more skills to do, and to build models and to hand paint small tiny soldiers and all of that. That must be, for me at least, some of the best things that he can actually spend time on. So thank you for all of you who gave him the possibility to do that. Yeah, a lot of interesting things going on out there. Just a little side note here: if you have either supported us by becoming a patron or that made a donation during so far from the 1st of March to now you see this video, you will be included in the April month video coming up in the beginning of April, because I have to keep every month separate. So even though the video is now coming out like 7th or 8th of March, I will have to include you who started either your support or something from the 1st of March onwards. I will put you in the video, or include you in the video in the beginning of April, just as you know it. Wow, inside a German World War II Tirpitz bunker. This is where the 38cm guns used to be. Absolutely. It's all about sharing moments, sharing history together. And that is definitely what I'm hoping that we can do in the future as well. I'm very sorry for maybe this video wasn't that complete as it could have been, but I'm still kind of struggling to get over this last pieces of, you know, the COVID crap. As I said, it was an amazing road trip out there, and it's going to be amazing to share all of that, the great work that we did out there with you all. But I also have to be very honest and say that it really caught me by surprise. When we left, everything was so perfect, everything was well. And then when you arrived, one day after, Eagle Eyes got COVID first. And then I had kind of full control. I wasn't kind of worried about anything. And then I suddenly realized that, hey, I'm going to get this as well. And then we were so far away from home. And I was just very worried. So we kind of rode the train all the way. I got it. I kind of tried to, you know, just keep up the appearances and don't make eagle eyes worry too much. And we kind of managed to do what we set out to do, at least 50% of it. But I got so tired, I got so exhausted after the days that I just kind of collapsed every day after we've been out there. And I'm kind of still trying my very best to do what I'm supposed to do to keep these adventures coming to you. And as I said, this was not a result of this little mishappening, the COVID on the trip. This was more that we were away when the beginning of the month was. That's why we wanted to come and post it like now. So hope you can excuse us for that. But as I said, I really tried my best to stay on track. But it's not always that easy when you kind of get stuck with, you know, I just call it the COVID crap. At least you could say we've done with it, we've finished, we had it, and hopefully we'll be able to get through life without this anymore. But when I was out there, I want to say something to you. I was not worried a bit. I felt so secure, I felt so safe, I felt so in control, because first of all, I didn't have to stay at hotels or hostels or run around finding places to stay. We had the camper van, and that is the result of your incredible support. And as you said, also, as you know also now, that a lot of you are going to join us on adventures when the time is right for COVID gone away and all of that. So that is something we really looking forward to. So our supporters on Patreon are going to have the possibility to join us for that. So that's going to start pretty soon. But as I said, I was not afraid, I was not worried, because I had at least a camper van to kind of protect us and take care of the situation. And also I had the necessary funds to do whatever it needed. It's so much different to stay in a tent like we did before, or maybe slept in a crampy little car and it's damp, it's moist, it's cold. Now at least we have, in a way, like the soldiers in the Second World War had, they had their bunkers. Nothing special, but it's a home away from home, and the camper van is kind of that for us. And it's thanks to you that I actually had that and had control of the situation, but also having some extra funds to be able to take care of the situation if something very special should happen. And I got very sick. It was also very, very comforting, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Maybe a little bit blah 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 here in the end, but I feel obligated to tell you that, and we'll do our very best that it's worth your time and what you kind of pass on to us by doing this and sharing as much material as we can. Also want to say something really, really cool. We are working on a couple of projects that I think it's going to be something that no one else has seen in the whole world. Takes some time, especially now that we have to go through some more application for some stuff and things. But also there's another special happening out there on in the Ukraine matters and all of that. So that can very rapidly change the plans. But we have a couple of things that we've been working on that we might be able to get through by some authorization by authorities. So hopefully we can show you more of that later. All right, that's enough. My voice is going away, I can feel, and you're kind of tired of my babbling here, I think. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you each and every one of you who watch, subscribe, comment, share, and thank you our Patreon team members and all of you donors. Absolutely spectacular to see and feel you behind our backs when we're out there, and we're going to share so much more in the future. Stay safe, everybody. Keep smiling, and bye bye.